Let's understand identifiers. What is the identifiers? Like if I ask you how to identify you, you will be saying your name is the identifier. Now here also, to name a variable, we can somewhere use a equals to 10. Now on the same way, I will be using b equals to 20 so that I can differently identify 20 location. So that is why we are taking different name. So in any programming language, if you take, if I going to define a variable name or a function a function name or a class or even one any object name, we need to follow some rule, and these are all the identifier means uniquely identify, we need to give some names. So these are all the identifiers and variables is one of them. So if I ask you that all the identifiers are variable, obviously, no. Identifiers can be variable, can be function, can be class, can be objects. Now, if I ask you all the variables are identifiers, yes, all the variables are identifiers. Now, to name the variables, to name the function, to name any specific class and or object, you need to follow some identifier rule. So, let's talk about what are the identifiers rules we have in Python. First of all, we have seen keyword. Now, keyword is having some specific task. It is used for any specific meaning. In some situation, we will be using those keywords. Now, let's suppose I am using if is a keyword. Now, if I use if equals to 10, is it possible? See, never. It is not possible. We have seen that special keywords we can use as a value of the variable. What if I am taking as a variable name true equals to 10? Is it possible? Never. It will give you the syntax error. It is throwing syntax error. Why? Because first identifier rule. I'm telling you that variable name or identifier name you are taking, so in that case, you can't use keywords. So keywords cannot be used as a name of the variables or name of the functions or class or objects. So keyword cannot be used. Now the next thing is numbers. Can we use numbers? Like in mathematics, if you give a equals to 10, it is possible. Now if I give 2a equals to 10, from mathematics it will be a equals to 5, right? 2 will be divided by 10. Now this is just a problem for a programming language. It will be a confusion for the interpreter. So if I go like this, a2 or 2a equals to 10, it is giving us syntax error. Rather, if I give a2 equals to 10, it is working properly. It will not throw any error. So if I'm defining any identifier name, it should not start with numbers. We can use number in between. A to B equals to 10. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So if you're using any numbers later after a character or in between a character, then it is possible. But if you're starting with a number, then it's a you will be getting a syntax error. So it should not be start with numbers. Now we will be asking what about the special character? Can we use special character inside it? Let's suppose I want a at the rate 2 equals to 10. So it's not possible. Why? Because if I going to write any special character like this in the variable name or a identifier name, it is not possible. Only and only there is one special character which you can use, which has no specific task, because other than that all the special characters mainly used as a operator. You will be seeing later, as operators we will be using those special characters in Python. Now there is one special like symbols which is not used as any task. So it is the only special character you can use, that is underscore. You can only use underscore. A underscore b equals to 10. Is it possible? Yes. If I write a only underscore, after then if I give 10, it is possible? Yes, it is possible. If I give before the character, is it possible? Yes. Now the question is, my question is, if I only use this underscore equals to 20, is it possible? Will it take? Check by yourself and let me know in the comment. So the next point we are getting what? That we can't use special characters except underscore in identifiers rule, in identifiers name. So it should not contain any special character except underscore. Only underscore can be used. Now there is one more question about space. Like in Python, space is very much important because here space is actually used to separate a block of code, and here it is actually called indentation space, or you can say indentation space. So if I give some space, then AB equals to 10, it is taking as indentation. That is why it is giving syntax error, and it is showing unexpected indent because there is some meaning of space in Python. If I give some space in between A and B, and if I give this, yeah, again it is not possible, syntax error it is throwing. Now if I give space after AB, then it is taking, but if I give AB, it is giving 10. Okay, so this space it is not considering, means what? The leading space and the space in between the characters, in between the alphabets, not possible, syntax error will come, but the trailing space it can handle. So what we can conclude here as a rule 4, that it should not contain space in between or at the beginning. Now, as a standard, what we can conclude, that alphabets we can simply use any alphabets, like I can use smaller case, I can use capital case, I can use underscore also. So if I give like this, it will what? So if I give number also, like with the alphabets, and I am giving some numeric like alphanumeric it will be, and only one special character, that is underscore, I can only give in the identifier name. So this is what the standard case. So in the rule 5, what we can conclude, that it can be alphabets, it can be alphanumeric, or even underscore also possible. And there are some case styles also. In Python, you will be seeing some case styles based on this alphabets or alphanumeric or this underscore. There are some case styles. Now, first case styles, if I write the variable name like this, let's suppose student, student, and then underscore name. Okay, so all these words are separated by underscore. If I give like this 10, or here I am giving ABC, name is ABC. Now if I give like this is what called snake case. This case style is called snake case, where all these characters, all this name are actually separated by underscore, and everything will be in smaller case. This is what called snake case. Now there is one more. If I write the same thing like this, S in capital, student, and then again for the name I am writing capital N for this student name equals to ABC. Now this type of styling is called Pascal case. Pascal, PASCAL, Pascal case. Okay, means all these letters, only the starting character will be in uppercase and rest of it will be in lowercase. There is no such separation in between. And camel case, there is one style also, camel case. So it will start with lowercase, but for the next word it will be, the starting word will be in uppercase. So like this is what called camel case. So camel case look like this. starting with lowercase, and for the next word it will be starting with uppercase. So this is all the styles if you are going with identifier rules. These are all the popular, you can say, styles in Python. Now there is one more convention which I can write as a rule 6, that is, there is one convention by the ISR, like Industrial Standard Rule, ISR convention. So ISR means Industry Standard Rule. So as per industry standard rule, you can take only 79, you can use only 79 characters for the naming purpose. Like you will be asking how many number of letters I can use in Python to name a variable, to name a function. So you can write any number of variables, like any number of characters. Like if I give this much long variable name, it will take by Python like this. If I take this equals to 10, it will take by Python. But as per industry standard rule, when you will be working in any company or you are working in any company or any industry, you know like how much this can be long. 79 characters, up to 79 characters, it is permissible. Okay. So this is the consideration. And whenever you are writing some identifier name, you need to go with this 5 rules, and sometimes you need to follow this case styles also. So this is all about your variables and identifiers rule. If you still have any doubt, you can directly ask in the comment. I will try to solve your doubt as soon as possible.